All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Mr. Charlton. We're going to be going over some basic genetic problems off of, well, technically, what is a worksheet? I noticed that to put in here, I put not all problems. So if you're expecting to get the answer to every single problem off of this video, you're not. The whole purpose of this video is to show you how to do each small subset of problems so that you know what you need to do and you can figure them out for yourself. So I wish I could put this worksheet in your hands. Unfortunately, I can't. So what we're going to do is you're going to copy the questions onto a sheet of paper and then you're going to answer them as best you can. But you don't need complete sentences or anything like that for these genetic problems. So hopefully it'll go rather quick. Let's show you where this stuff is at in your online notebook so you're clear. So this is week 5. All right, so assignment 1 really wasn't an assignment. It was just to learn about genetics, and hopefully you've watched this first video. The second video that I have on here is how to solve genetics problems. That is more for assignment number 4 down below. After you watch the first video, it goes over all this stuff that you have right here, all these notes, all this text. So if you're not a reader, then watch the video. I would do both, but it's up to you. All right, so you get through all that text. All right, assignment 2 was a concept map. Honestly, if you have not done the concept map yet and you're gonna try and do these problems, you might get a little lost because I'm gonna use all the words that are in the concept map, like allele, dominant, recessive, genotype, phenotype, all that good stuff. So if you're not understanding these words, then I would do that first before this. And then this is what we're looking at right here, basic genetic problems. So the problems that you have are on a worksheet. You can either double click the PDF and download it, or you can click this link and it will take you over to the page I'm about to show you. Come on, internet, be my friend. Eventually. It's going so good. All right, and so that is way too small for me. So I would click on this. Oh, I go down here to zoom in on it. I'll give you a number, 200. Whoa, a little much. Let's back it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So you can see that it's set up like a worksheet. There's set of problems here, set of problems here, set of problems here, set of problems here, and then it goes down the left side, you finish up the bottom there, and then you go to the right side and finish up there. I'm going to stop right here, even though there is one on page 3. We'll just stop right here at the end of page 2. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be showing you. I just want to show you how to get these for yourself. All right, let me stop that. Okay, so let's go to the actual worksheet and let's get this thing figured out. So the thing about genetics is you don't really need a whole lot of stuff with it. You don't need like a ruler or a calculator or anything like that. You can kind of do it just with the information they give you. All right. So the first section here, for each genotype, that means the letters, would indicate whether it is heterozygous or homozygous by saying HE for hetero, HO for homozygous. Okay, so hetero means different, homozygous means same. So if they are the same, I'm going to put HO. If they're different, I'm going to put HE. So I'm going to go with this last column here. A capital and a lowercase, those are different from each other. So heterozygous, so HE. A little n and a little n, those are both the same. So that would be HO or homozygous. Capital O, those are both the same. So that would be homozygous. Capital P, lowercase p, those are different. So that'd be heterozygous. That's how easy that section is. Look at how, it'll probably take you longer to write the problems than it is to answer them. Okay, next section, number 2. For each of the genotypes, determine the phenotypes that would be possible. Okay, so it gives you a little blurb. I'm going to go with this one here. Brown eyes are dominant to blue. So that means capital B is brown eyes. See how I like to write it in? And blue is lowercase. So that makes it really easy. If they're both capitals, it's a brown-eyed person. If the person has one brown and one blue allele, the brown will dominate over the blue and you'll still be a brown-eyed person. If they're both lowercase b's or both lowercase or blue alleles, then this person will have blue eyes. And you'll do the same for these 3 sections. All right, number 3. Let's focus that, shall we? Go away, little rectangle. Okay, for each phenotype below, list the genotypes. Remember to use the letter of the dominant trait. Okay, what do they mean by that is, for instance, I'm going to do tail spikes are dominant to plain. Okay, so they say, I'm going to use the T, capital T for tail spikes, lowercase t for plain. So if you have spikes, and spikes, both spikes, could be 2 possibilities. You could either have capital T, or you could have a capital T and a lowercase t. The only way you get plain, since it's recessive, is to be lowercase t, lowercase t. There you go. That's number 3. See how fast these go? Okay, number 4. Set up the Punnett squares for each of the crosses below. Round C's are dominant to wrinkle. All right, so they already give you mom and dad, basically. So you just take these and you go R, little r, little r. What do I get? Capital lowercase, 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 capital lowercase, lowercase, lowercase. Now, they don't ask you for the ratios, but just so you know how to do this, because it's going to be coming up, you go, I got 2 r and 2 little r. Those are my genotypes, good. And then my phenotypes would be capital R is for round, because it says that's dominant, and wrinkled is lowercase. So capital dominates over the lowercase, so these will be 2 round. And these are both lowercase, those would be 2 wrinkled. All right. That's how you do number 4. Okay, so do this one and this one the same way. All right, next set of questions. Now, these are just straight up crossing questions. So I'm going to do number 5, number 8, and number 12. Number 5, a capital T is tall. So a plant is crossed with a lowercase t, which is short. Okay, what percentage of the offspring will be tall? Now, I'm not asking you to go through all 5 steps of the problem here. You can just, work it out as best you need to. I would do a Punnett square because we're trying to figure out offspring. So I go capital, lowercase, lowercase. So this is capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, capital with a lowercase. Now notice I always put the capital first. We always do that. So all 4 of them are exactly the same. So it came out to 4 capital T, lowercase t, which capital T is tall. So they're all going to be tall. What percentage of the offspring will be tall? Well, it's 4 out of 4 boxes, so that is 100%. Boom. That's how you do number 5. All right, number 8. So you're going to have to do 6 and 7. All right, starts throwing the verbs at you, or not the verbs, the vocab at you. A homozygous round seed plant is crossed with a homozygous wrinkle seed plant. So you got to go, wait, well, which one's dominant? All right. Anytime you see problems like this, you got to go back to where you saw it. Round seeds are dominant to wrinkled seeds. Okay, so round is capital, wrinkled is lowercase. So if you're homozygous round, that means homozygous means they're the same. So they're both capital. So capital is crossed with a homozygous wrinkled. Well, wrinkled are lowercase, and homozygous means they're the same. So little. What are the genotypes of the parents? Boom, just did it. All right, but don't forget, there's another question. What percentage of offspring will also be homozygous? Okay, so I got to run this. That's why they give me a little bit more space. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Capital lowercase, capital lowercase, capital lowercase, capital lowercase. So all 4 of them are capital lowercase, which leads to all 4 of them being round. Okay, what percentage of the offspring will be homozygous? Well, everybody came out capital lowercase, so there are no homozygous. So what percent is nobody? 0%. What is the genotype of all the offspring? Genotype means letters. What are the letters? The letters are capital R lowercase. Okay, again, you can see how you need to understand the vocabulary in order to do these things correctly. All right, skipping 9, 10, and 11. Let's go over to number 12. Guinea pigs. Oh, everybody loves guinea pigs. The allele for short hair is dominant. So again, I don't like S. So let's do H for hair. So short is capital. And so then you go, what's the other option? I look down here, I see long. Okay, so then I'm going to make this in myself. Lowercase is for long. Okay, so you can have short hair, which is capital, and lowercase for long. All right, what genotype would a heterozygous short-haired guinea pig have? All right, boom, right there. It says heterozygous. So that means one of each. Capital, lowercase. What genotype would a pure breeding? Ooh, they throw a word at you. Purebred, right? What does that mean? Purebred means homozygous. So homozygous for short. Short is the capital, so they're both the same. Capital, capital. What genotype would a long-haired guinea pig have? Long-haired would be lowercase. So the only way you're going to get long-haired is if they're both lowercase. So lowercase, lowercase. Okay. I'm not done. See how the problems show the cross for two heterozygous guinea pigs. All right, heterozygous. So they're both this. Both heterozygous. Okay, so I got to cross them. That means Punnett square. Capital, 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 lowercase, capital, lowercase, lowercase, lowercase. Okay, so what do I get? Oh, I got a mix of things. I got one capital, capital. I got two capital, lowercase. I got one lowercase, lowercase. Those are my genotypes. What are the phenotypes? Capital is short. So one short. Two capital, lowercase, but the capital dominates. So then two more short. And then lowercase, lowercase is long. So then one long. So then what I really do have is I've got short and short. All that together makes three short, one long for my phenotype. Okay, so that's genotype. That's phenotype. What percentage of offspring will have short hair? Short hair is right here. 3 out of the 4. So 3 out of 4 is what? 75%. That's how you do number 12. Okay, so you'll need to fill in the rest of these. I've given you the answers to these to hopefully show you the path to getting them done. But copy the questions and then make sure you do. The last step was just did you actually answer the question? I can't tell you how often this happens in genetics. People will skip this one. They'll be like, hey, I did the cross, done, and walk away from it. But make sure you answer all the questions correctly on a separate sheet of paper, and then you will take a picture of it, turn it into Jupyter, and that is a nice, easy assignment for genetics to get you started. After this, you'll go do those 5 complete dominance problems. I show you how to do 2 of them, so make sure you watch the video that shows you how to do 2 of them. And then after that is the online Jupyter quiz. I'm going to tell you right now, the online Jupyter quiz covers homozygous, heterozygous, dominant, recessive, genotype, phenotype, and it has a couple crosses and problems in it. But if you understand the concept map in these basic problems, you should do pretty well, and that should boost your grade up during week 5. All right, again, reach out to me if you have any questions or need any help. I'm here for you. Have a good one.